And since I forgot about it last time, if you like the opening animation, go check out DGDX. The link is in the description. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and okay, I'm a little tired. I did a whirlwind trip down to Dallas this week for AEW Dynamite. It was my son's birthday. That was my present to him. But we jumped up Wednesday, did the 5-hour drive down, found food, found hotel, got down, found parking, did 4 hours of tapings because it was dark and Dynamite and Rampage. Afterwards, the traffic wasn't great. Sat and waited for that to clear, got back to the hotel, slept a little while, got up Thursday morning, drove back the 5 hours in order to catch the Marvel Legends live stream. And I'm no spring chicken. 10-15 years ago, it would have been like, bam, 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 okay, let's do this. I don't need sleep. I'm not built like that anymore, though. I'm still feeling it today. So if I miss something or trail off or, you know, check my eyelids for cracks, because I can say that now because of my age. I don't know if that makes me happy or sad, but just know that Robo ain't up to snuff today. But it was worth it. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. First, it's time for another installment of What Did Fresh Monkey Fiction post this week? I know that's kind of on the nose, but we're going with it. For weeks, we've been talking about their Naughty or Nice collection over on Big Bad Toy Store, where it's kind of a crowdfund for Santas and elves and nutcrackers. There's set levels for each. Once it gets funded, it's locked into production for next year. The Santas and elves funded quick, the nutcrackers are kind of struggling, and then the stretch goals are slowly building. That's not gonna stop them from showing another stretch goal, which is Pirate Santa. I guess this was a thing. People were expecting it. Me, I have no clue what's going on. It's just a cool looking Santa concept with the candy cane hook for a hand, the peg leg, the longer jacket, and of course the different head. But the longer jacket, I'd like to see that on yet another variant Santa in green. Kind of a Father Christmas thing going on. I mean, they're kind of blowing through all the Santas they can. Ooh, a different color to the costume would be neat. Either way, you know the deal by now. If you're interested in this, head over to Big Bad Toy Store or link in the description and get you some Santas and some elves and some nutcrackers, whatever you want. Ho, 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 and a bottle of eggnog. I'm sorry. I think somebody did that during Monday Fwoosh Live, and I may be stealing that. ThreeZero is holding a Winterfest this weekend where they show upcoming product, but this is Fwoosh. We're interested in 1/12 scale, maybe slightly larger, so here is your DLX Marvel Infinity Saga Iron Patriot. They list this as 1/12 scale, but, and I just happen to have this from the last Toys with the Boys, but going by the Mark 43, it is larger than 1/12 scale. It's almost Marvel Select or NECA. I don't know why, it just is. But you can't say that the presentation and engineering isn't top notch, because it definitely is. It's just fluid, both visually and fingerly. It moves real good. And I expect the same for Iron Patriot, who at first I thought used parts, but there's a lot of new sculpt here. $100 due out end of 2022, but that's not it for DLX. For this weekend's event, they showed an exclusive version of the Mark 43, and it's how we see Iron Man 80% of the time in the movies. It is battle damaged. Behind that battle damage is the same beautiful figure, the paints, the articulation, just how it moves. Oh man, it's so pretty. And I thought that the scratches and scrapes were somehow just painted on, but they seem to be part of the sculpt. So it's not straight reuse, it's just using the same base. But if I didn't say it, I should say it was available because they limited it to 200 pieces, which meant I wasn't going to have a chance at it. I'm sure a lot of other people didn't have a chance at it. Maybe they'll bring it back around for another show, another event or something. This week, this Flame Toys Furai model Transformers Acid Storm model kit caught my eye for some reason. I don't know why. Could it be the dynamic design? Maybe it's the fun factor of building a model, because I love doing it. Or maybe it's the crazy neon green that just snaps your eyes to attention. Even out of the corner of your eye, what the hell? I had my problems with the Skywarp I put together, with articulation kind of crashing in places, decal scraping, and then a loose part or two, like the knee pad fell off. But I still love the overall presentation. I love the stylized look, the angles, the meanness. There's a sharpness. And yeah, it's a lot of sharp angles, but on top of that, it's a kick-ass looking robot. Stick it in toxic green with some reds, some whites, some turquoise, some lavenders? Who? I wouldn't have guessed that would have worked, but smush all that together, put it on the shelf, and it will pop. You'll scan the display and go, Acid Storm is right there. I just can't stop looking at these pictures. Warning though, if you're not into non-transforming Transformers, this isn't for you. This isn't your cup of Energon. Just pass on by. I'll go ahead and grab it for you, build it, put it on the shelf next to Skywarp. I still need to build Thundercracker. It's around here somewhere. About $45, releases in April of 2022. A while back during a video, Todd introduced us to the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dark Knight's Death Metal Batmobeast. Now we have full-on solicitation. That means more pictures, but go back to that video. He says it best.
I just want to show you the biggest ass toy we've ever made in 30 years. Look at how big that goddamn thing is, right?
Again, a sentient monster truck with the consciousness of an evil Batman may not be up everyone's crime alley. For those who do want it, it's nice to have that option, so it's out there. From what I understand, the Batmobeast was part of the Batman Who Laughs Dark Knight, so was a prominent player. The shell does pop off to reveal a whole roll cage, steering wheel, and a seat that they say will fit your 7-inch DC figures. So, does that give you an idea of scale here, besides Todd holding it in front of him like, oh my god. If nothing else, if you're building a Batcave diorama of some kind, this is a Batman-themed vehicle that can just fit into that with other Batman-themed things. Bat things. $80, ships in January. It looks like the Hasbro Star Wars team will have some more catching up to do here soon. Thanks to Yakface and Toy Hideout, here are some pictures of the upcoming Black Series 2021 holiday figures that showed up at Frankensons this week. Now I say catching up because I just reviewed a full case of standard figures where not all of the characters were even officially revealed yet. With the holiday figures, there's only a week or two left to give us some good tidings and cheer from a galaxy far, far away. At least timing-wise. I understand things are still kind of screwy in the shipping routes, so maybe they missed their window. And I'm going to admit, I will still buy a couple of these after the fact for next year. But like last year's assortment, this is definitely a you either hate them or love them situation. You either despise them enough to wish they didn't exist at all, or you're going to adore them enough to buy what is essentially just repaints at a higher price. In the love department, ooh, the Mandalorian warrior with the ugly sweater and the colors that just work because we're used to seeing Mandalorians in kind of piecemealed armor. I can't say, okay, well, this is going to be personal opinion, so bear with me, but I can't say the same for the Scout Trooper. There, it just looks like the design was thrown on it. Like he went through a spray booth and it just pshht, and it went over the pouches and on here. Again, that's personal opinion because I'm going to do a 180 for the Stormtrooper and say, oh, it totally works with the hat around on the line. Then the protocol droid brings me back around to no. But the white, I think it's the white that throws me here. Can we all agree that the Wookiee is amazing though, and is probably the best out of the assortment? Just feels very festive. It works perfectly for a holiday figure. But you know me, I try to take these figures, put them into the main display. So this could be a Hoth Wookiee, or with some browns on the thing, it could be an older member of Chewbacca's family. Something. I don't know. I'll say again, the nerf colors to the weapons is clever, and I like all the sidekicks again this time around with their holiday themes. It looks like the same deal as last time, where each one is exclusive to a different store. And there's always one that's a pain in the ass. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because hell, hadn't even seen the bridge yet. The big event this week was the Hasbro Marvel Legends Fan First Thursday. The Marvel team has been quiet for over a month now, except for the Hawkeye series Clint and Kate. But not having Marvel Legends news every week is very out of character for Dan, Ryan, and Dwight. We all worry when you don't call. You could be in a ditch somewhere, or getting into trouble. It's very disrespectful. They definitely made up for it. Well, okay. Before the live stream even started, we were treated to the Marvel Legends Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness wave. We were all left thinking that maybe a gun was jumped somewhere and that took all the wind out of the sails of the live stream, but it was part of the plan. They knew what they were doing. Hey everybody, future editor Robo kicking back, because as I was cutting the video I realized that some of the characters in the Doctor Strange wave may be a bit spoilerish. I thought, hey, I'd come back, shoot a little warning in case you're wanting to go into Multiverse of Madness clean, fresh, minty. So I'll put an extra chapter here in the middle of the Marvel Legends stuff that skips the Doctor Strange, and you can just click there, or I'll try to put the timestamp somewhere here. And yeah, this is an older hoodie. It's stretched out, but it's comfortable, which I like while I'm sitting at the desk for more than a few hours. Don't judge me. There's Doctor Strange, of course, looking all dapper in his blue duds. There's also Astroform Doctor Strange that I didn't catch was packed in the first movie's packaging with that logo, No Multiverse of Madness. Looks much better than the first time around with the Jolly Rancher plastic and the ghostly paints. If you had told me about this, or if I'd seen it on a list with no pictures, it would have been kinda, yay. Yay! That looks cool! Mordo's back in some capacity for Mom? Is that what we're using for as a shortened Multiverse of Madness? Doctor Strange, Mom. Wait, is it Scarlet Witch in this movie? But yeah, I'm good with more Mordo, and this time around they call him Master. So much I don't know to this movie. Like why Wong looks so fantastic, both in likeness and this mix of colors, which, like Acid Storm, if you had listed these out for me and said, make something with this, it's not possible. Oh, well, yeah, I guess it is. Finally, for MCU figures in this wave, there is America Chavez, who I guess debuts in this movie. You look at the figure, you think, oh, it's just a girl, jean jacket, jeans, sneakers, but at the same time, it's unmistakably America Chavez, so that totally works. I'm excited to see her in the movie, and everybody else. On the comic side of things, Despair was announced at a previous live stream, and while I still don't know a lot about the character, I like the overall look. The black, the white, the scariness, the spookiness. And speaking for myself, because that's all I can do, I have to say the same about Sleepwalker. I never read much with Sleepwalker. I can pick him out of a lineup, but I was never part of the, we need Sleepwalker in Marvel Legends. But I'll buy it because it's an interesting looking character and toy. For the Build-A-Figure, Rintrah. How is it I know more about Rintrah than I know about Sleepwalker and Despair? It's a green minotaur in pajamas. That's the whole basis of an educational kids show right there. They could do so much with this. But it's also a fun looking action figure on top of that. I still want a comic version. This will do me for now. $23 a piece, ETA April 2022, which means they'll show up next week after, somewhere in there. Target also had a couple of exclusives. The first tying into the wave we just talked about, and that's Defender Strange. Probably another spoiler that at some point the costume is based on the Legends one we got a while back, where it's just straight black with the red on top of it. That's neat to see it MCU-ified. MCU-ified, that works better. And I like the addition of the portal too. I think during the live stream they said it was 7 inches across, so it would make a nice backdrop. Unless you're doing an Avengers Endgame diorama, and then you'll need a few of these. The left field choice, although at this point we should expect anything, and there is a Thor movie coming, there was also the Target exclusive Ragnarok. It's an 80th anniversary Thor with some red eyes, an alternate head with robot parts showing, same for the hands, and then a spinning Mjolnir. No, it's not an original idea, but this is much better suited to Legends use. Both of these Target exclusives are $32 a pop, with nothing more than a wing and a prayer and a coming soon as to when they will actually release. That's already a lot, and during the live stream they went through all of these, but then they had more to show. It's insane. We're getting a revised Ulik that originally came in the San Diego 2017 box. This time around with some new heads, a weapon. They put the necklace on the chest. It looks a lot more comic booky. He talks like this probably with his underbite. Thor, come out and face me. Downside, Walmart exclusive, so it's a crapshoot. Sometimes they're easy to get, sometimes not so much. Then we got a better look at the Walgreens exclusive Baron Zemo, and well, they sold me on it. The closer look at the face where you can see some emotion under the quilt, oh man, that is beautiful. That was just buttering us up for another Walgreens exclusive though, with another chance to add Jigsaw to our shelf. If you jumped in late and never got the Toy Biz or skipped it originally, or just want a replacement, you'll have that chance. Well, depending on Walgreens' mood next year, they haven't actually been the most prompt. They eventually make their way out, but there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's online, sometimes they take away the Legends section altogether, who knows. With Toy Biz dancing in our heads, they hit us with the 20th anniversary Hulk to go along with Captain America and Iron Man. And this is kind of the split down the middle reveal. Some people like it, some people don't. I dig the fluffy hair, and I like the eyes, I like the colors. I don't like below the nose, the mouth part, the cheek, the chins, cheeks, chin. It's okay from some angles, like here and here, very MODOK-y here and here. Plus there's the $45 price tag. On one hand, it's a lot of plastic. On the other, it's a lot of reuse. You just gotta choose your own adventure. If you want it, you want it. If you don't, But my favorite was the X-Men wave. And as soon as they said X-Men, shot up. What you got for me? That's on top of them saying to hell with it, it's the end of the year, let's just show a whole wave, plus the Build-A-Figure. There's no teases here, there's no reveal of just a couple of figures, more to come. Everything. Vulcan we did know about, but seeing it in poses, I need it, even though I'm not the biggest Vulcan fan. I do like Darwin, and his costume matching the same time period as Vulcan's, that makes a pair. I don't mind knocking out teammates, but I have my doubts when it comes to Petra and Sway. Oh my god, another Wolverine! No. You know the deal at this point. They're gonna do high-profile X-Men when it comes to X-Men waves, and there's no higher profile than Wolverine. But the return of Wolverine version with the Hot Claws seems more of a teaser of Astonishing, because that's the Astonishing belt, right? It's almost like, hey, we're working our way to Astonishing, but here's this first, because it's an easy variant. Me buying this means I'm gonna take that belt, attempt to make an Astonishing Wolverine custom, just in time for them to probably announce the actual Astonishing Wolverine in Marvel Legends. That's how it always goes. And yes, people, Sabretooth was not always the big hunking mass of muscle that they made him in the 90s. When he first appeared, he was more normal-sized. Normal-sized when it comes to spandex-clad villains in comic books. I've liked most of the previous Creed releases. I'm a fan of Sabretooth. But this is the one I was waiting for with arms wide open. Creed joke. You didn't expect that, did you? Sleepy. Saying that, I don't care for the head. I get it, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the eyes being that far apart. It's just too stylized. I figure somebody's going to cast that old Toy Biz face-off Sabretooth head, and we're going to have a field day swapping these out. And yeah, it's the same costume, but I don't care what anybody says. This is an upgrade body-wise. I don't need the articulated fingers and toes. I don't need those ball hips. That's right, I said ball hips. Siren brings us one step closer to completing X-Force, which is, oh, it's right there. And it's always heartwarming when we complete a team in Marvel Legends. Bring it home, boys, give us the rest of them, soon. But will we get a Screaming Head here, which is her power, you know? Maybe we'll get some surprise head options closer to release when we see package shots, because I think previous waves, when they're first announced, we just see the basic figures. And then when we get more, it's like, oh, we didn't know about that. Hopefully the same for Sabretooth too. Maybe he'll get an extra head. Havoc is yet another much needed upgrade to the old Toy Biz figure. And as a classic character in a classic costume, he can fit into several lineups of X-Men. This looks great, and the effects are stupidly fantastic. I absolutely love the chaotic effect of having them all jammed on there at the same time. But there's no metal rings around the neck. I'm sure Alex has been shown like this before. I think somebody brought up Astonishing X-Men, where he appeared like this. But I feel like the silver around the neck was there a lot more than it wasn't. And then there's Maggot. I don't know a lot about Maggot. Yes, he's X-Men, which is my steak and potatoes in the Marvel Universe. But I think he appeared in that very small window where I was doing nothing comic or toy related. He's got a neat look, and the slugs amuse me. But I'm gonna buy him anyway because the Build-A-Figure for this wave is Bonebreaker. The Reavers are the best X-Villain team ever. You can keep your Brotherhood of Mutants. You can keep your Marauders. I'll take the Reavers. It is awesome to get Bonebreaker because he's the most dynamic looking. He's the craziest with the tank treads and the engine and the guns and the mohawk and the glasses that actually peg in the sides. You can raise them up. The face is a bit insane, but I'll take it because it's Bonebreaker. And this is the one I did. Well, I haven't completely finished the custom yet, but I'm within reach of the finish line. So of course, here. But I made mine really long and big, and it won't fit in the display. This is shorter, more compact, will go on a shelf. So I appreciate that, and of course I'm buying it, whenever that may be, because they didn't actually announce any release dates or where they're going to be popping up, whatever. It's just, hey, 2022, here's some more X-Men. As always, they signed out of the live stream with a little tease, and it's a backpack. This could be anybody. Peter Parker, Molly Hayes, other characters that wear backpacks. Who knows? I guess we'll find out soon enough. And that's it for this week, maybe. Toy news is kind of slow at the moment, but it is the holidays. But if I did miss something, we'll come back around next week. Monday Fwoosh Live, the weekly Christmas edition, I guess. Oh, that is next weekend. If you're wanting to see any of these pictures up close without me all in front of them, I'll be posting all of that, plus links to pre-orders, more information on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon. And just like last week, where we kind of slipped into some Boba Fett talk, this week I don't usually talk about reissues or stuff like that. Especially when it comes to MAFEX. They have enough problems hitting their release dates on the standard releases. But Big Bad Toy Store did just put up new orders for the Metacom, MAFEX, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. When those originally released, they were coming out of their, oh, these toys are a piece of shit stage. These were the first figures that made me go, oh, okay, maybe MAFEX can be good. Now, I can't speak of the reissues, the reruns. Is it the same factory? Will it have the same tolerances? I know that other MAFEX figures have been reissued recently, but I didn't get any of those because they were mostly ones I already had or wasn't interested in. So I don't know. Just know that I love those two Boba Fetts. They're good. If you enjoyed this weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, with arms wide open, I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. Oh, but how about that Paige and Danielson match? I saw it coming at about minute 50. When it happened, I was with most people, you know, like, what the hell just happened? Then I realized, oh, it protects both guys, and I'm a huge fan of long-term storytelling, long-term booking. Paige knew he was about to win. Is that a confidence booster? For Danielson, he runs through all kinds of wrestlers, but when it comes to a championship match, he can't seal the deal. It happened with Omega, happened with Paige. Is that going to eat away at him? And he's just going to descend further into heel tactics? Or is it going to be a face turn, where I can't get it done as a bad guy? How about here? Heroic makes it sweeter, because that's what happened to Paige. They've been building that for a long time, and it made that win awesome. I like the build. I like to go, oh, I remember that from last year or a couple of years ago. Hell, if they go in the direction that I think they're going with Adam Cole, some of that started back in New Japan. That is long term, and I love it. I'm here for that. That's why I watch AEW and then catch highlights for WWE.